All right, welcome back to Fleccas Talks, the podcast, episode 97. Today on the show, Mitch, McConnell, and Dianne Feinstein continue to be weekend at Bernie's, and people are catching on. We'll tell you why that may or may not matter. Then, a NASCAR racer was suspended for liking a George Floyd meme. We'll tell you what happened there. Then, this lady wants to classify conservatives as a hate group. We're going to tell you why statistically that doesn't make much sense. And last but not least, frat boys went woke and they may never wake up. All this and more is Fleccas Talks, the podcast, episode 97, ranked the best new podcast of all time.
Because words are just words until action actually starts. And actions speak louder than words. But at the same time, words speak louder than actions because sometimes it's the right thing to do. Very cool. Very cool.
Fleccas Talks, the podcast, featuring Richard Bradboy.
All right, one for one on the intro. As always, guys, this week's episode is brought to you by our friends over at Allegiance Gold. It is no secret that the stability of governments and markets have a significant impact on your financial well-being. Poor government decisions such as excessive spending, high debt levels, and inconsistent regulations can lead to economic instability. And when this happens, it can trigger a chain reaction that disrupts financial markets, causing stock prices to plummet, currencies to devalue, and investors to lose confidence. So why should you be worried about our government, the digital dollar, and a looming recession? Because they can jeopardize your financial securities, your retirement savings, your investments, and even the value of the money in your pocket could be at risk. This is particularly concerning for those who rely on investments and their pensions for their financial security in the future. The only company that I recommend to protect your money and your financial security in the future is Allegiance Gold. They have the highest consumer trust rating in the industry, and they can help you protect your IRA and 401k with physical gold and silver. With Allegiance Gold, you will have peace in mind knowing your savings are protected, safe, and insured against economic uncertainty. Get up to $5,000 in free silver on a qualifying investment when you visit protectwithfleccas.com today. That's protectwithfleccas.com. Go there today. You could also call 844-4FLECCA. We weren't able to get the S on. That's 844-435-3222. Now let's get into housekeeping. All right. Thank you to Allegiance Gold. Richard, it's always good to have gold.
It is.
Because stuff goes south. You guys start bartering.
I'm thinking the rug pull is coming soon.
Something bad.
Markets have been propped up by like 6 companies right now, so I don't know. We'll see.
We might be trading gold for bread in the streets soon.
Yeah.
So get your gold while you can. Let's get into housekeeping. We have a very important housekeeping. We have 3 pages of housekeeping.
Woo.
First things first, doppelgangers are going to be a Friday-only segment. We don't really even do them anymore. But if we were going to do them, they're going to be Fridays only.
All right, smart.
Let's get into our first clip. Mitch McConnell was booed viciously over the weekend in Kentucky. Let's see how that went. It's good.
I was going to say, keep letting it play.
Play for the whole 2 minutes.
More of the same.
So does he not even hear them yelling that?
I thought that sound might have been added in an editing thing. That's how violent those cheers were.
And he just worked right through it.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
And he knows how to do it. He knows how to go through. And, man, I don't know.
I feel like it's been years of him getting booed to retire, and he just keeps showing up.
That's the problem. They're sticky. These politicians, they're really sticky.
Which takes us to our next person, Dianne Feinstein, who's in a similar situation.
Yeah, 90-year-old Senator Dianne Feinstein, who we obviously have been covering. The main cognitive decliners are Feinstein, Fetterman, and then sometimes Mitch when he freezes up. And so
Mitch has that declined dog in him.
Yeah. So Dianne Feinstein gives power of attorney to her daughter, yet she's still voting in the Senate.
So there's a little bit of a hack there.
Yeah.
You can pass the Senate seat down to your granddaughter via power of attorney.
It's her daughter, actually. And
her daughter.
And her daughter's 66.
So the daughter's in charge of Dianne Feinstein, and then you kind of just weekend at Bernie's the body?
Yeah, as long as the body is alive and the pulse is still there, she can still vote aye.
I think that's truly the plan.
Yeah.
Is like, there's no need to retire. We need your seat. We can use the power. We'll pass it down to your daughter who's in charge of you. And then the sad part and like the giveaway is going to be when people like Dianne Feinstein die of old age in office.
Yeah. It's like shaking her in her office in her congressional seat, like Dianne.
And she dies peacefully in her sleep of old age, but was also an active senator.
Yo, and honestly, as a sign of goodwill and bipartisanship, I'm willing to get rid of Mitch McConnell, but you guys have to get rid of Feinstein and Fetterman.
Yeah.
You got to throw in Fetterman too. If we had an equally retarded one, we'd throw him in, but we don't. So you guys got to throw out two. We throw out one. Fresh elections.
That's a good trade.
What do you think?
I'm okay with that. Yeah. That part of the alphabet, Feinstein and Fetterman.
Ooh.
It's like they get loaded into buses, I bet, based on alphabetical order.
Yeah.
That's a dumb bus. All right, let's move on. We have to keep a nice pace because we have so much to get to because of how important housekeeping is.
Okay.
The lizard person in Brazil, there's another lizard person. We're going to go fast through this, but we have another lizard person.
Quanto a isto, nenhuma. E a Polícia Federal, que o senhor mencionou, naquele momento não era dirigido por mim. E se essa prova existisse,
You can see.
a Polícia Federal teria encontrado essa prova. Eu afirmo, senhor. Sabe por quê? Porque eu respeito a Polícia Federal do Brasil. Diferente do senhor, que agora está achando que existe uma...
So basically,
It takes effort.
they get into like a certain like amount of space with like 10 feet apart, then they tap into their person, and then they just say what they need to say, and then there is a little bit of a ventriloquist issue. But the aliens can work on that.
Yeah, they'll get better over time.
All right, let's get to the NASCAR racer. This NASCAR racer who I was ready to support because he's liking George Floyd memes, under the knee instead of under the sea, funny meme.
Under the
But
knee.
before we could even support the guy and buy his jersey, he immediately apologized and was like, here's his quote.
I'm disappointed in myself for my lack of attention and actions on social media. I understand the severity of the situation. I love and appreciate everyone. I try to treat everyone equally no matter who they are. I messed up, plain and simple.
I'm disappointed in myself.
Yeah. You like to meme, guy.
You liked a meme that was funny.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't think that's funny? Was it so you completely just made a huge mistake?
It misclicked.
Oh, you know? So that's, well, you know, if you're a professional athlete or a singer or someone famous and you're not political, leave the George Floyd jokes to us.
Yeah.
We'll handle all the George Floyd jokes.
Well, I guess it turns out neither of us have a chance at NASCAR. So our, you know,
Being too fat to go in the car, you mean?
well, that too. But I just mean our George Floyd jokes, you know, we basically don't have a future at NASCAR. And it's sad to learn for us.
Wait till everyone finds out I have a George Floyd NFT. Not going to go over well.
Not going to go well.
So that guy's toast. Everyone hates him. NASCAR, and then everyone on the right doesn't want to support him because he apologized like a bitch. So now you have no audience, and you'll probably get thrown off the entire tour.
Yeah. Good luck getting it back. I don't know. I think it's over.
All right, let's move on. Use this opportunity to tickle the post. Let's juice the algo. Tickle. You guys have been so good about that. It helps so much. Tons of comments. Make sure you like the video. And as always, turn your notifications on. Make sure you watched Friday's episode. If you didn't, it's linked in the description.
Yeah, I want to hear in the comments, I want to hear people's routine for watching. Like, do you watch each episode as it comes out? Some of you do. Do you let them save and then you watch two at once, get a nice 2-hour streak? I want to hear that.
Yeah, we want to hear you explain how you watch every single episode no matter what. And if you can't, start watching the backlog. We got plenty. All right, let's move our way down the list. Women's soccer. The soccer lesbian missed a free kick or something.
She booted it over the goal. They lost in the round of 16. The U.S. women's team is usually dominant. It's usually us always winning. But
they just keep letting Megan Rapinoe show up. She's like 40 years old.
Well, it's like the U.S. Worlds or the Olympics version. Is this the Olympics or what is this?
It's women's soccer. We don't have to.
Worlds, but it's every 4 years or something.
I feel like we just made fun of her for this.
Yeah. Whatever. And you know what? I'm going to come clean. I wouldn't have known this was happening if that missed penalty kick didn't happen. But she's done. The 38-year-old purple-haired soccer lesbian is over.
Yep.
Rest in peace.
Her favorite memory of soccer was the equal pay thing she did like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Which was so stupid and
took a
actually
knee.
ruined the sport. And then, so add this to the list of biggest implosions of 2023 with the Titanic vessel and Instagram threads.
Yeah, R.I.P.
And another thing you can add to that, speaking of implosions, recent implosions, Ron DeSantis, a.k.a. Rob DeSantis, a.k.a. Rod DeSantis.
Yeah.
Rob DeSantis. How are you supposed to say it?
Rod, yeah.
So he had another implosion. Basically, the most recent one was him and his team are now saying that Joe Biden won the 2020 election fair and square.
Yeah, which is now that's their stance.
Which is very interesting stance. Basically disqualifying. There was a before and after of John Cardillo, who is like a former Trump supporter who now is part of the Ron DeSantis homosexual Instagram mafia. Is that what they're going by?
No, I think it's the Ron DeSantis homosexual Twitter influencer class.
Yeah. Homosexual influencer class. So back in 2021, John was saying the election was stolen. Biden is illegitimate. The emerging proof is irrefutable.
Yep.
And then now
that was in 2021 too.
Yeah.
So after a lot of stuff came out, you saw all the bellwether counties, 81 million votes. There's a lot of stuff to see. Mm-hmm. The late Georgia, the late Detroit, all the hot spots that.
Exactly. The evidence was there. That was not just a guess at the time. That was after all the evidence came in. And then the New York Times says Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida said on Friday that the theory of Donald Trump, can you read it?
Said on Friday that theories by Donald Trump about the 2020 election being stolen were, quote, unsubstantiated, directly contradicting a central argument of Trump and his supporters.
So then John Cardillo says, oh, good, because they are.
Yeah.
Okay, John.
That doesn't really poll well with Republicans either. I don't know if you're targeting moderates in America right now, on the eve of getting the nomination, but that's a very Republican 70%, I think, believe that the election was stolen of Republicans.
Yeah.
So.
And you have the 2020 mail-in ballot election, 81 million votes for Joe Biden. It's
shattered Obama. Yeah. Obama's the big loser in all of this fake stuff because Obama is wow, Joe Biden's the real Democrat.
Mm-hmm. Obama. And then there's another Ron DeSantis issue. Raheem brought this up. He made a great point. He pointed out that Rob and his wife Casey were both wearing vests in 86-degree weather. Mm-hmm. And he said, why would they be wearing a vest? And my theory is, we all know Rod DeSantis is a big sweater. Mm-hmm. He sweats a lot. Yeah. He's wearing a light blue dress shirt. Mm-hmm. You know what those do sweat stain-wise.
They get blown out. So he's wearing a vest to cover his sweat stains. And then Casey, his wife, is matching him just to provide cover fire. Absolute Costanza move by Casey DeSantis.
Yeah. She's like, I'll wear one too. We'll both wear them. No one will know. You can sweat through and ruin your shirt. And we'll just be wearing a little bit of a uniform outfit and we cover for each other.
Yeah.
So that's what happened there.
Ron DeSantis can go to every single Iowa dairy farm or, corn processing plant and do an impromptu speech in front of everyone. And as long as his surrogates are being unlikable online, I don't know what happens there.
It doesn't even matter. Yeah. Exactly. And he's stuck with his surrogates and whatever plan they have.
Yeah.
I don't know whose plan it was to not check in with Ron on everything in the beginning and make sure you're okay going to war with all these MAGA people.
Yeah.
Because that was Stu. Yeah. All right, moving on. Trump's indictment. We have some developments there. First major development is, I don't know, let's just show his lawyer.
Everybody was
This is a
aware
massive,
that
these are
election,
massive
that was
developments.
the only advice he was given.
The lawyer
Everybody
front
understands what happens in the Oval Office. There are a numerous amount of advisors and politicians and lawyers.
That's good. I just wanted to show her.
You like her?
She's a beautiful lady.
Yeah, you like her? That stood out to you?
Yeah.
All right.
And that's Trump type, He tends to employ very good-looking people. That's his MO.
Yeah.
Joy Reid was excited.
I don't know if that's the best thing.
I don't know. I hope she's smart.
Yeah, I hope she does
she
well.
knows everything.
Yeah.
He probably just likes hanging out with her.
I know. That's what I'm worried about.
Oh, my lawyer. There she is.
There she is. Beautiful.
Look
at her. You see her, folks? So hopefully she has the constitutional stuff down.
That's how he introduces her at Mar-a-Lago. Look at her. Yeah. She's great. Wow, she's a beauty.
Yeah.
It's does she know everything?
Yeah.
She probably does.
Yep.
Joy Reid had something to say about the judge Trump is going up against.
They oppose that venue for many reasons. The demographics of it are interesting. This judge name, I believe his magistrate judge is Mokshila Upadhyaya. or Opadiai, I might be pronouncing it wrong, a woman of color. The judge he will be facing in the trial, Jamaican-born woman of color. He seems to be facing sort of demographic reality, legal reality, and, situational reality.
So the reality of it is a racial reality, she said, a
Demographic reality, yeah.
Demographic reality. So obviously Joy Reid got into college because of her skin color, got her job because of her skin color, and she thinks that's the most important thing. And she thinks because a judge is black, that her and the judge are going to be on the same side against Trump, a literal judge.
Yeah, like whose job is to interpret the law and the arguments, and we know that's not how it goes anymore.
Yeah, laws don't matter anymore. It's just tribal allegiances at this point.
They're taking as many wide interpretations of the law as they can based on who they don't like, and obviously Joy Reid is giddy.
Yeah.
She's giggling at the thought.
And this is a judge.
Yeah.
It's not like it's someone, trying to get a loan for, and they don't like Trump or they're trying to shut down his hotel or something. This is a judge on a court case that's like the most important case in American history.
Yeah, like a court case with zero precedents, there's kind of like nothing you can look to in the past and be like, how many other former presidents got indicted based on this XYZ? Mm-hmm. And it's like, there's no casework for me to refer to? Okay, I'll just fire from the hip. I'm a Jamaican-born BLM lady.
This is bad Donald Trump.
Bad boy.
So it's all tribal allegiances with the media backing it up. And we saw this last week too. New York Times, another example of the media backing up tribal allegiances. They said Jason Aldean's Try That in a Small Town hits number 1. And critics are saying that
have described it as a call to racist vigilantism.
Yeah, so Jason Aldean's song is a call to racist vigilantism. Yeah. But then Kill the Boer, the song in South Africa about killing the white farmer, Kill the Boer song fuels backlash in South Africa. But historians and the left-wing politicians who embrace it say it should not be taken literally. So not that one. That's not taken literally. Jason Aldean's Try That in a Small Town. Let's look all the way into that.
Yeah, I like when they're so openly contradictory, like right next to each other. It feels good. It's like, really. Okay, it's kind of like permission that you really don't have to listen to anything they say. Mm-hmm. And we're constantly being re-given that permission to ignore them. So yeah, Kill the Boer, that's just like, I don't know. That's like an old song. Yeah. Don't worry about that. No white people are dying.
And then literally all the white people are dying. Yeah. And yeah, exactly. Here's the crosses on the road of all the dead white farmers. Yeah.
But, and it's this thing where Kill the Boer, it kind of happens where it's kind of like America, where it's a mix of absolute like execution and hate crimes, and then mixed with like regular crimes that go a little too far, and then it's like, I'm robbing you and I'll execute you too. Mm-hmm. And then there's kind of like that gray area where you're like, well, was that an execution hate crime, or did they just want the $10,000 truck in this? Mm-hmm. And so like they love playing on that gray area in South Africa. So
giving the benefit of the doubt to the people of certain races.
And I look forward to seeing what happens with Orania. You know about Orania?
No.
It's like the all-white independent state that's within South Africa, ran by Afrikaners. Mm. And it's obviously very nice. Mm. They have all their water treated. But they're going to have to go to war. They're going to have to fight for that soon.
Load up, Orania. And then part of the Trump indictment, I actually found this clip of KJP, Karine Jean-Pierre, from before Trump was indicted. This was in 2019. This is what she was saying about Trump if he were to investigate Joe Biden, I believe.
This is who Donald Trump is. He did it as a businessman. He did it as a candidate. And now he's doing it as a president. And the thing about now is that he's using government resources to go after his political opponent. Like, that's the thing that we have to remember. Yeah. And so that is the thing that we need to remember. And the reason why he continues to behave this way, at least as president, because there should be guardrails, but he keeps getting away with it. There's nobody or nothing reining him in.
So, yeah, it was a problem when Trump was thinking about investigating the Bidens because he's using his government power against a former president or a vice president. And that would have been crazy. And obviously now we see what's going on.
Yeah, and this is what we mean by, like, Republicans are too weak often. Like the MAGA base oftentimes says Republicans aren't weak. Democrats will get a whip in their hand and they'll just go, okay, I'll start whipping you. Republicans will be like, no, this isn't decorum. this isn't good for the republic. It's time to get back on track. And it's like, yeah, back on track. Wait until the midterms. They're going to try to kill you.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. All right, that's the end of our Trump indictment section. We're still in housekeeping. Justin Trudeau. Remember last week I proposed the theory that Justin Trudeau, now that he's divorced, is going to be he's going to say, as a member of the 2S LGBTQ community, well, our options are trickling up. My odds are going up.
Yep.
He posted this picture with his son saying, we're Team Barbie. They're looking like a bunch of twinks going to the Barbie movie.
Yeah.
The dude's gay.
Yeah.
We're not making fun of it. Everyone's gay, right?
Yeah.
He's gay. And it's like, are you gay or not? And I think he would say yes.
He's gay. We're just waiting to hear it from him.
Yeah.
We know he's gay
If
in
you
the
saw-
1990s
yeah,
sense.
exactly.
He's gay.
He's
obviously.
gay. And if you asked him in person and said, oh, Justin Trudeau, are you gay? Like, he shouldn't get offended. He should go, yeah.
He should go, no, I'm not, but thank you for asking. Like something like that. He has to.
Yeah, exactly. So those options are trickling up. My odds are going up, and our prophecies are coming to fruition faster than ever before. That was like 48 hours after we said it. So I'm getting pretty good. I'm tapped in.
Yeah, he's tapped in, guys.
The Sikh update. Remember the Sikhs last week who beat the guy who robbed them with a stick? We have a little bit of an update from the news on them.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Following developing news in Stockton, we have now learned the store clerks seen on a video beating a man who was trying to steal from their store are now under investigation for assault. So here's how it all started. The video shows this man going into a 7-Eleven in Stockton and emptying shelves of cigarettes into that large trash can. Yep. The video then shows the two clerks try to stop him before hitting him with a stick more than 24 times.
Oh my God,
the store clerks now say this man stole from their store 2 other times and threatened them. Stockton police say they are investigating the man who was beaten for robbery and the clerks for assault. When the investigation is complete, it will be sent to the San Joaquin County District Attorney for review.
So hopefully the DA does the right thing.
Yeah, and notice the news doesn't acknowledge, hopefully the DA does. Sacramento, I'm sure your DAs are great. Stockton,
bitch, as the ATS would say.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, like, obviously the news is covering this. They don't talk about the black guy stealing who reached in his back pocket and made it look like he had a gun the whole time. They don't mention that. They just say a couple of dozen times he hit him with a stick.
He had a garbage can taking all of your shit.
Yeah.
24 times.
So anarcho-tyranny, you're looking at it right there.
And the guy robbed the store twice before, so the cops haven't arrested him or gotten him off the street, and then they're not going to arrest him again. So what are you supposed to do? Oh, here comes the guy who gets everything for free.
Yeah.
Oh, you brought a pickup truck this time. He's going to load everything up.
Yeah, strap the ATM to it. Let's go. Drive it out.
Like, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. We have some serious stuff to get to. Rob Smith. Literally, Rob Smith is in the south of France. Rob is literally in the French Riviera right now.
He's in Cannes.
Doesn't that make sense?
Yeah, I figured he would be there.
He's in the south of France in the summer.
He really has that movie. It's like movie.
His
lifestyle.
life is like a movie.
Yeah.
And you take vacation in the south of France in August. That's what you do. That's what all the Europeans do. Rob's up here. I'm a fucking nothing.
You're down here. You're in the dirt.
I'm in the
Rob's
dirt.
up here.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
Well, which leads to a question. Who's bankrolling Rob? Is someone bankrolling Rob?
I don't know how it works. He might be getting daddy boyed.
That's what I'm saying. A daddy boy type thing? Or
it might be a daddy boy situation.
We're going to hold off until we get more intel, but...
He could be getting daddy boyed. Yeah. Or he has a rich boyfriend. Or maybe he's rich from his own investments. I know he had a Bitcoin. He has a Vespa.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got a condo. Lives in Miami.
Exactly.
There's no reason to speculate, but I think he might have a rich daddy boy, little boyfriend, little daddy. All right, let's move on. There was a COVID update from Alex Berenson I thought was really interesting. It says here, one hilarious detail from the Massachusetts school study. During the Delta wave, kids were actually more likely to transmit infections if both of them were wearing masks as opposed to if neither were.
Yeah.
So remember masks and all the kids getting masks.
And how much you had to touch it and how much you had to move it and you got uncomfortable and it wasn't really sustainable.
Oh, it turns out it was completely wrong.
Yeah.
Oops.
And this was this was from a new study on school transmission, and the numbers were like disgustingly low.
Yeah.
Like all that shit we did was for zero.
Sad.
And now your kid has a speech impediment because you couldn't read the lips.
Yep. And
So-
exactly. No one learned anything for 3 years.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about this. You know how the vaccine was a scam where they made everyone get it or you can't go to work?
Yeah.
And they sucked all the money out?
Yeah.
And they control everyone.
Yeah.
I was thinking it's kind of a similar format. Like the powers that be used that format, and it was similar to the college format, where it's like back in the day, not everyone went to college. You kind of just figured out what you wanted to do. You worked a trade. You could leave high school and just go work a normal job.
Yeah.
But then they kind of took that same format as the vaccine, where it's like everyone has to go to college, and if you don't go to college, you don't get hired. So then they're like, all right, everyone's got to go to college. Everyone goes to college. The government backs up the student loans. Then they raise the rates, and now everyone's to get a job, you have to go to college, but you basically have to go into debt.
Yeah.
You do $100K of debt, and then they control everyone and suck the money out again.
Yep. And then you really can't lose your job. So why would you speak out? You have $100K of debt worth. You got to pay that. So you can't actually speak your mind. You just have to sit there, take your licks, and eat it.
And like a whole generation like enslaved.
Yeah. Imagine there's one person who went to some stupid college for a worthless degree. They're $150K in debt. They graduated in 2019. Then they get to their job. Their job makes them inject the COVID vaccine. And then now they're just waiting for what's next.
Yeah.
So
You should have just done hair. You should have just graduated college and done hair.
should have done hair. That sounds familiar.
It does. Let's move on. Cracker Jack, you know Cracker Jack?
Yeah.
It's Cracker Jill now.
Okay.
It's a black woman.
Yep.
So they couldn't even make a cracker like a white person. Cracker Jill.
That's ours.
That would have been ours.
That's for us.
And it's to celebrate women's sports.
All
Don't
right.
know what they're celebrating. So yeah, that's the anti-snack of summer.
Ooh.
So the snack of summer is not Cracker Jacks. Basically anything but Cracker Jacks is the snack of summer. And people are
I
asking...
feel bad for Cracker Jacks because it's like, dude, this is what, from 1919? The snack that's never changed and never got any popularity. So, I mean, they're desperate.
Yeah, they're in trouble. And I was thinking, everyone's saying...
Their one thing going for them is bring me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. That's the only marketing they have.
And then like a black woman in the company is like, what if we changed it to a black woman and made it Cracker Jill? And everyone's like, that's a great idea.
Nothing else is working.
Yeah, we should do that.
Yeah.
We'll have the board vote on it, and everyone's like scared. Like, yeah, it's a good idea. People are asking what the dessert of summer is. Mm-hmm. I think it should be ice cream sandwiches.
Key lime pie is a good one too. But
Yeah.
if you're, what's your decision? I just threw that out there.
Yeah, ignore that. I think ice cream sandwiches are like an Americana thing. Everyone's got access to them.
Sure.
You can get them anywhere. You eat them on a hot summer day, vanilla chocolate.
Sure.
So we'll make an official announcement on Friday, but if you want to get ahead of it, start ripping ice cream sandwiches now.
Beat the shortages. Get to the store now.
We're almost done with housekeeping because our last page, as you can see, is only, 3-4 things left?
Yeah, a couple schizo things I could tell.
Yeah, don't look too much.
All right.
Don't look at my work. Let's go to the person who didn't get the job. She didn't get the job after she got interviewed. Or they. I
You
don't know.
spoiled it.
Well, I think you'll know pretty quick.
Hey guys, update. I didn't get the job. I just got the email. I'm guessing my appearance had a lot to do with it.
Oh, your appearance?
No, weak handshake. You screwed up the handshake.
Yeah. What was your GPA at your stupid college? Oh, I'm thinking it was my appearance.
Yeah. Keep thinking.
Yeah. Good guess. That might have been it. What do you think that person could do for a job?
I was going to say lighthouse. Be the one person in the lighthouse. You got to try to find things where you don't have to see anybody and you basically just have to maintain the light going around.
Yeah, that's smart.
So lighthouse, coal mines.
Dark.
Everyone's already dark. There's already black all over everyone's face.
You got a helmet on.
Yeah, coal mines. That's
You're
an easy
flashing
one.
a light in people's eyes. They can't really even see.
Yeah.
I was going to say a prisoner in a jail.
No, that's a good job for this person.
They can hang out with the MS-13 guys.
They could also do the, when Halloween comes around, they can do the haunted mansions, but that's only like a seasonal 1 month thing. So,
But they can capitalize on that month. All right, let's move on. Everyone asked me, Fleccas, why don't you go out? Fleccas, you live in New Orleans. You must be partying. Well, here's why I don't go out. You puked in the guy's mouth. This is what you guys do? This is what you guys are up to? Oh, we had a crazy night last night. Jake got his mouth puked in by a girl at the bar who was making out with him at the bar, who was blacked out, so drunk she was going to throw up, and then she couldn't stop it and threw up in his mouth while they were kissing.
Yeah.
Why don't you go out, bro?
Why don't you go out?
Last night was a movie. There's another one. Guy's at a beach party. He's under the dock.
He's trying to boot and rally.
He's pulling his trigger under the dock, and he's splashing the puke away. Why don't you go out, Fleccas? It's so much fun out there. All right, everyone needs to wake up. It's almost too late. We need you. Wake up. We have a Ninja Guy update. We showed a Ninja Guy a couple weeks ago, and now I'm starting to think that it's AI. This is the Ninja Guy. Watch.
Whoa.
That was AI.
Holy shit.
That's got to be fake.
Well, we'll keep tabs on him.
Last thing, Zuck versus Elon. The fight looks like it may be happening as long as Elon doesn't need like a back surgery or something. They're going to stream it and donate the proceeds to veterans charity, which is very nice.
Yep.
I just want to get on the record. It's probably going to happen immediately, but I want to get on the record and say I think aliens could show up to this.
That's the type of event that they would crash, yeah.
Because they both have direct ties to aliens.
Yeah.
And then the aliens will see that, oh, everyone's watching the two guys we already know. Now is a great time to do Project Bluebeam.
Yeah. I think Zuck is like 39 and Elon's 52.
Interesting.
So I'm worried about Elon.
Yeah.
And Zuck's doing jujitsu and training, and he said he did the Murph, which is like he ran, X amount of miles, did like 20 pull-ups, more than 20, like 100 pull-ups.
Yeah. And then Elon said, oh, I
don't
don't have time to work out, but I bring the weights to work with me. Yeah. So you're going to get choked out.
I think you're just going to get choked out. Elon, I don't know, man. I feel bad. I want you to beat him. You should have tried to get this fight 3 years ago before Zuck made all this progress.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
You're going to get choked out. Well, that's the end of housekeeping. Before we go on to Cringe of the Week, this housekeeping was brought to you by FleccasTalks.com. If you guys love the show, you'll love the brand new platform we built. FleccasTalks.com is the website. Go there today. You get a free month. Check it out. We have bonus lands. We have Q&As, bunch of bonus content. Bonus land comes out Friday alongside the show. So go check it out today. FleccasTalks.com is the website. And download the app. We're still doing the Pulse Plus app. We have everything on there. Articles from National Pulse, bonus content, and the main episodes from us. So you can put it all into one place. Download the app. Leave us a 5-star review. Join FleccasTalks.com, screenshot the fact that you joined, send it to me. I'll say, thanks so much, you're the best. And then some of you, I'll say, what's your address? I'm sending you a t-shirt.
Luck of the draw.
Luck of the draw, baby. We're doing coin flips for that. All right, Cringe of the Week. Our first clip of Cringe of the Week is Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, Black Science Man.
Black Science Man, let's let it rip.
It is a little weird that we split people by male and female in this way. I'm imagining 100 years from now looking back and saying, do you know, back 100 years ago, they split boys and girls and they couldn't compete. And I was like, that'd just be kind of a little weird.
I don't know, Neil, because
I can imagine thinking how weird that is.
I can imagine that too. But the differences are so massive. On average, again, I've seen the pictures of you as a college wrestler.
Listen to me.
But the average woman is not going to be able to take the average woman wrestler is not going to be able to take down you when you were in your peak.
Okay,
maybe the
Michael,
best female.
You sound like you're an old man on the porch in a rocking chair right now. I'm telling you.
Okay.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. You are criticizing something that is in need of modification.
You're the old man on the porch right now. Like, oh, why are we dividing guys and girls? These people, they're all basically the same. Why would we ever divide these people based on gender?
Yeah, the science guy goes, you sound like the old man on the porch. He attacks him personally. He doesn't talk about the averages or the stats or whatever. What do you think happened here? Who got to him? What happened?
Well, there's got to be a new scientific method now.
Yeah.
Where you just take a claim that's brutally wrong that pushes a political agenda, and then you wait to talk. You don't listen to anyone else opposing it. You ignore all the undeniable data, and then you make fun of the people who oppose it and say, you're living in the past, you're a bigot, you're the old man on the porch.
So Neil must have like a ton of old videos of him talking about this too then.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. You're the old man on the porch. It's like, Neil, you've been talking about this for 2 years.
For a month. So what happened? What happened with everything? The message went out somewhere. Men and women shouldn't be separated. It's like, okay, we'll dominate you.
Yeah.
What do you want?
And the message went out, and basically it's like wherever the deep state has their tentacles, which is everything, they'll just suck the money out and they'll push their political agenda. They did it in the Middle East with the military-industrial complex. They did it with big pharma. They did it with big education. And now it's science. So now science is just another tentacle that's getting juiced up from the deep state.
Yeah, and all those grants and research papers and stuff like that.
Exactly. You have to agree with it to get it. So now you're stuck agreeing with it. So then it's like, oh, we have consensus.
Yeah,
all these people we fund said yes.
Another thing I notice every time I watch Neil deGrasse Tyson, he's always waiting for his chance to talk again.
Yeah.
He's like waiting to cut off someone and go, no, but that's not what it's about.
And then he's going,
oh,
you're so stupid.
Very histrionic, like very performative.
Very performative.
So
that's why they like him.
So, and I mean, that's part of the bigger, broader theme, right? It's like, let's get all the science guys. Let's get all the most credible people we can. And obviously, Neil deGrasse Tyson has been on this kind of downward path for a while. That's what the vaccine's for. I think we had another one where we covered him being manic energy.
And him being black helps their cause, too, because if anyone goes against him, they just don't like to see a black scientist in power.
Yeah, it's an easy Uno reverse card to get you.
Let's go to the teacher, the BLM teacher, teaching 8-year-olds.
Why does Black Lives Matter but not white?
So if I say Black Lives Matter, does that mean other lives don't matter? No, I got you. If I say this window matters, does that mean that window doesn't matter? Police assault this many black people.
What? We don't understand.
And assault this many white people. Is that the same?
No.
So, but you said all lives should matter.
Yeah, they should.
Are police treating all lives the same?
No.
If all lives are not treated equal, then I say
that's not right.
But then I also say you need to treat the people that you've been hurting better. Make sense?
Oh, it's that easy.
Yeah.
He's just ballparking it. And I guess when you're debating 6 or 8-year-olds or whatever these kids are, it's easy to kind of convince them and plant that BLM seed.
Yeah.
But you could do the FBI crime stats in the same way. Now, black people, they are this much of the population, and then they commit this many murders.
53% of murders.
Should police be more or less worried when they pull over a black person? You know, you could do that same exact thing with the kids, and they would go, "Oh, more,
way more police."
Yeah. It's also important to remember education majors, they tend to have like the lowest GPAs and the lowest test scores. So it's not like the smartest bunch.
Yeah. And it's good to get refreshed, that a friendly reminder that like your kids will be taught some leftist ideology by like a midwit type of guy, like a guy who's not really that smart. So
exactly.
It's sad to see. And yeah, start them young, the 8th graders. Use the window analogy. And it's like this kind of thing, like when we talked about last week, the conservative high school kids, the boys are going up in conservatism. They get some half weird answer like this from their teacher and they go, huh, that wasn't convincing at all.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they turn and they go, huh, so he's still pushing it. He didn't really convince me.
And then the question that
they move on.
Exactly. The question the kid asked was, if Black lives matter, why don't white lives matter? And then he just didn't answer that question at all. And he just made, the kid seem like he was being insensitive to something really important.
Yeah. This guy should have Neil deGrasse Tyson in his class. They'll get somewhere.
Yeah. And also keep in mind too, when Democrats were polled about how many black people do they think are killed by police every year, they thought it was like 10,000.
Yeah.
And the number's like 20.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind too. Moving on,
I think it was 10 in 2021 or something.
Yeah.
Like right after George Floyd, it was like 10.
So that's how off everyone is, and that's how sure they are based on what the media says. And then how many people a year? 10,000? 10.
Yeah.
You're 1,000x off.
It's called like a conversation ender. If the kids were like, "Oh, how many black people got killed by cops last year?" and he goes, 10. It's like, why are we talking about this, Professor? So
you're racist.
Yeah.
Your parents are Trump supporters. Let's move on. We're still in cringe. The Nuga shirts. This is like for a minor league baseball team, the Chattanooga Lookers, I think they're called.
Yeah, minor league baseball team pulls T-shirt design for resembling racial slur.
So unfortunately, that word has 60% of the N-word, and for that reason, you're canceled.
Yeah, 3 out of the 5 total N-word letters. And unfortunately, the nice lady who designed this shirt, or whoever it was, didn't even have a thought in her head about it kind of looking like a racial slur. Executor. You have to
Yeah.
execute her.
If it starts with N and ends with GA, you can't have it.
Just put it on the drawing board. You're gone.
All right, moving on. We lost the frat boys.
Let's see what they're up to. UCLA.
A trans woman, a woman.
100%. A trans woman is fully a woman.
Beautiful. Institutionalized racism exists.
100%. It still does. I mean, that's like, it's
an obvious
It's
answer.
an obvious question.
Yes.
It's sad that some people probably have to think about it.
Yeah, agreed.
Wow. Oh, nice, bro. We lost them. These should have been our guys.
I know.
And we just completely lost them. And it's like they're basically just pretending.
They got longhoused. They got
Yeah.
longhoused. The woman asking the question, going like, be a good boy.
Yeah, so these guys are pussies. The girl's an annoying hall monitor. And it's like guys are just telling girls what they want to hear because they're too weak to say what the truth is.
Yeah.
And they don't want to be kicked out of like their vaccinated social circles.
Yep.
At UCLA or whatever school that was. It's actually sad that like that's how clipped our young guys' balls are.
Mm-hmm. It's really sad. And then you say it enough times, like, oh, I'm just saying this. This is UCLA's stance. This is a woke girl stance. This is, this is the party line. And then you say it enough times, and you're like, huh, I've just been kind of like echoing and repeating a lie that I don't really believe this whole time.
Yeah.
Like that guy, the first guy, he's not hooking up with trans girls.
Yeah.
He's not doing anything. He's just saying the good boy points.
Yeah.
So what happened to our men? They got feminized by girls like this who hall monitor is the exact right way to put it.
And it's time for girls to be in charge. Also, guys having sex with guys is normal.
Yeah, it's good. It's not even normal. It's good.
It's good. Yeah. So enjoy the bed you made. Nighty night, frat boys. Enjoy waking up next to the trans person.
Yeah. Dylan. Invite Dylan.
Yeah. Pay $40K to get
UCLA.
Dylan.
Get Dylan to the frat house.
Oh, man. I was also noticing, speaking of like women changing culture, I was noticing when we're watching Netflix, there's no hot girls on TV anymore.
It's all like distinct looking people,
Yeah.
like striking looking
Like
people.
a mixed person or like a different type of Asian, like Indian Asian.
Yeah, are you talking about this one from Star
Well,
Trek?
there's one from Star Trek too, where like the Star Trek person used to be just like a hot chick in like a leotard.
Yeah.
And now it's some they them.
It's
soccer lesbian.
Yeah, it's a soccer lesbian haircut with unknown ethnic background, and it's up to you to guess.
Gender ambiguous.
Yeah.
And
it'd be wrong if you were attracted to her. You'd be wrong.
Yeah, but you
shouldn't.
have to be because
No.
she's beautiful. Like she's beautiful.
She's strong. She's not beautiful. She's strong. I don't know. I don't even know what they're going for here. But the casting directors are just fucking shooting from the hip. They have no clue.
Yeah. So there's no hot white girls on TV anymore. If there's like a white girl character, it's always like a homely white girl who's like stressed out and on pills.
Yeah.
And anxiety medicine.
Mhm.
So that's
Just the way they like it.
Yeah. Speaking of stressed out white girls on anxiety medicine, this next one, the girl who has the dog with the buttons.
Blonde.
Watch my dog tell me I'm sick before I know it myself.
Watch her take this dog seriously.
What? Cash. Blonde.
Cash is the dog name.
Cash.
So I saw you press that one.
Got to speed it up.
No.
Cash now home? Yes, Cash is home. You're
Got
right.
lucky on that one.
Yes. Cash is. Home.
The dog nose is.
Cash is home.
No.
That's right.
Sick.
Oh, is Cash sick?
I think he just pressed a button and he knows that you
Cash.
engage.
Sick.
Is Cash sick?
Friend.
Friend?
Oh, your friend's sick? Like she's taking it like he's really doing something.
She's got to fast forward this, so it's all like 10 minutes apart.
Sick.
Who's sick?
Who's sick?
Mom.
Mom is sick?
I'm sick?
Oh. Do you know something I don't?
So do you know something I don't? So she thinks the dog pressing the button said, "You're sick." And then she said that she realized she was sick after the dog told her. So the dog knew she was sick before she did.
Yeah. The only thing that dog knows is that whenever it pushes a button, Mom immediately comes over and is very engaged.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all that happened here.
There's a lot of buttons to pick from.
I think there were verbs in that button.
Yeah. Dog knows is. They're putting sentences together.
Yeah. So
like people like this are obviously so desperate for purpose. You would say, oh, you should just have a kid.
Yeah.
But I kind of like this person in their house with their dog.
Go waste your time, spin your wheels in the mud, just fuck off with the dog.
Realize you want to have a kid when you're 42.
Yeah, please don't vote.
Cash dies.
Please don't vote.
Let's move on. We have a lot to get to. The lady who sleeps in her car.
Yeah, this is a little update on van life for you guys.
Yeah.
I live in my 2006 Honda Accord, and this is what it's like to wake up in a 24-hour Planet Fitness parking lot. I start by getting dressed, and then the longest part of my morning routine is always taking down all of my window coverings, but they are essential for sleeping in my car, so I do it anyways. Then I climb over into the driver's seat and take down my window coverings there. I actually already went into this Planet Fitness last night to take a shower, for all of you who say that I don't shower. So this morning I can go ahead and leave straight away and drive to Panera Bread. But first, the bathroom. Obviously, I used the restroom and washed my hands. I brushed my teeth in my car. I don't know, like, that's weird to show on camera. I don't know why y'all are asking to see that. Anyways, now it's time to drink my hot bean juice to wake up and get some computer work done. So I use this as an opportunity to charge some of my electronics. And here I'm actually editing a YouTube video, so if you haven't already, be sure to go subscribe over there.
Okay, so van life used to be you wake up at Big Sur, you have your morning coffee on a cliff with like your boyfriend, you know.
You're in a Sprinter van that's been fully converted and, you know, your toes are dangling from the back seat and you got a beautiful view and coffee and you're pretending life is great, right?
Yeah, exactly. And now, so that's van life. Now Toyota Camry life.
Toyota Accord car life.
Which is what she's doing, is when you shower at Planet Fitness, you eat at Target, and you blow out Panera's bathroom every day.
You walk into Panera as soon as the employees basically unlock the door, and you say, here to blow it out. I sleep in my Honda Accord. I'm here to blow it out.
I'm in the parking lot. That's where I sleep.
Yeah.
Rap Boy, I was talking to him about this the other day, and he said that this is a great term. This is a fatherless activity.
Yeah.
This is, you know, if you called your dad and told him what you're up to.
And not technically. It's not like, oh, you've lost, you're bringing dishonor. But it's like your father would not allow you to live in your Honda Accord.
Yeah.
He'd say, no, let's get you set up somewhere. Like, I don't want you living in the Honda Accord.
Here's $6,000. I'll pay for 5 months of rent or something.
Exactly. Let's get you on your feet. You know?
Yeah.
I
cover the window so no one can see in when I'm sleeping in the parking lot.
The zombies come.
There's no crime or looting or people breaking into cars. Don't worry.
But yeah, there used to be this thing where like you buy a car in Alaska and then you drive it all the way down to Mexico and like you see the sights and you do the thing. And now people are just living in the Honda Accord, whatever car they had from high school.
Yeah.
And they're staying put within the confines of a town like this, where they need to go to the gas station, the McDonald's, the Planet Fitness, because you can shower there. And it's a very disgusting and greasy thing, and I don't like it.
You used to want to turn a van into like a thing you can live in, and now it's just like I can go horizontal in the Accord.
Yeah,
I can sleep in the Accord.
I can fit these limbs in here.
Yeah.
So it gets slippery. Inflation's hitting everybody. It's getting slippery, and now it's like people are living in really shitty situations here.
Big difference between van life and Honda Accord life. Yeah. Let's move on. Let's get into our first clip of Urban Decay.
All right.
First clip of Urban Decay is the 80-year-old grandparents held hostage.
Stop Asian hate.
One of the home invasions listed in police documents obtained by the I-Team. Monday of this week, an 80-year-old man and a 69-year-old wife are caring for their 2 grandchildren when robbers break in a second-floor window. One man was downstairs with my parents, keeping an eye on them, while the other one was upstairs trying to get into our safe, ransacking, our closet, our bedrooms, looking for valuables. The men held the couple at gunpoint for nearly 40 minutes, a terrifying ordeal, their daughter tells me. During this time, my mom was trying to rush them out of the house by saying, hey, someone's going to be home soon. My son-in-law is going to be home from work soon, so we need to hurry up and get what you need. She offered them cash and say, hey, if what you're looking for is cash, here's cash, but just take it. Please don't hurt any of us. The criminals got away with $10,000 in cash and jewelry. The family has had 3 other attempted home invasions, and with each one, they take a new security precaution. The fence, the cameras, the dog, a German Shepherd now 11 years old. He didn't stop the criminals this week.
What's his name?
His name is Felix.
Felix, you got to do your job, pal.
Officials here at the Oakland Police Department will not provide anybody to talk on camera about these issues, saying they're part of an ongoing investigation. But privately, sources tell me they are upset about this crime spree continuing and they want the story told.
The sources gave me a copy of an internal advisory that says OPD has series of approximately 50 212.5 or first-degree robberies targeting Asian homes, mostly elderly couples in Oakland Hills area.
So they're targeting the old Asian people.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, oh, do your job, Felix, to the dog.
The 11-year-old German Shepherd.
Meanwhile, the cops are like...
50. They're really running up the numbers.
Oh, that dog needs to do his job.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 11-year-old dog who's probably been trained to be a nice dog.
Yeah.
You need to make him evil. And then there's been 3 other attempts, they said? So they're
that
just,
same house, yeah.
Same house. So they're just constantly going after these people. They're seeing the old Asian peoples as marks.
Yeah, and so which leads us to believe that old Asians in general, you're getting branded and targeted as not exercising your Second Amendment rights, and you're under no threat, and you're easy to kind of manipulate and get 10 grand from. One of you Asians need to leave a couple bodies cold on the floor.
That would be smart.
All it takes is 1 or 2. You guys can't be seen as a mark anymore, right?
You need to fight back. Maybe some man traps.
Ooh.
Maybe some underground tunnels. Maybe start giving out Coke cans with glass in it.
Oh, you're getting creative.
You guys have it in you.
Well, the Vietnamese have it in them, the tunneling and stuff in Vietnam. But yeah, no, I think you got to leave a couple bodies on the floor. And it's like, don't worry about who's robbing. Like they don't value their life. So don't worry about it. No sweat. But you leave a couple bodies on the floor in Oakland, leave a couple bodies on the floor in LA, San Fran. It's the only way it's going to stop, right?
Yeah, but they'll probably come after them for doing that.
For sure.
It's self-defense justified. They pull a weapon on you in your own house. It's go time.
I think it's worth it. It's worth that fight just to leave a couple bodies, because you're not just helping yourself. You're not just saving $10,000. You're saving 50 other elderly Asian couples from getting their houses ransacked while held at gunpoint. And who knows what these criminals, I don't know what's stopping them from pulling the trigger, and I don't really want to find out,
Yeah.
I'm not willing to risk my fellow elderly Asians, So you got to think about yourself as a community. It's not just about you surviving that one robbery.
Exactly. And it's legal self-defense.
Of course.
Let's go to the tweets from that guy who was in San Francisco.
Yeah, this guy is Ron Kim, I think is his name. Yeah, Ron T. Kim. And he said... This was in reference to another video. There was another video we haven't shown, but it was young black youths attacking a group of Asian people on the subway.
Mm-hmm.
What else is new? Dime a dozen. We get 10 of those a day.
Yep.
But Ron T. Kim quote tweeted this video and said, "My worst nightmare is getting attacked while I'm with my young 3 daughters. I'm so sorry for this family, and I'm so sorry that our government is not taking anti-Asian violence seriously. In a failing administrative state, Asians are suffering from lack of care and protection."
Yep. And then Ron T. Kim also said, this was in 2020, our speaker, you read that?
Our speaker, Carl Heastie, is 100% right here, and we should stand with him all the way. In fact, we should finish what he started and end all cash bail and reform our criminal justice system so no person will ever be criminalized for being poor.
So you can't have both, Ron T. Kim.
Ron, I'm holding your blanket. Come tuck yourself in.
Here's the bed you made, Ron. And then Ron also said regarding Daniel Penny in New York, the honorable thing to do for Daniel Penny is admit he screwed up, apologize to Jordan's family and friends, ask for forgiveness, and accept responsibility for killing an innocent man. That's what a real Marine would do.
Ron Kim, sounds like you just sound off on every issue right along the party lines. Doesn't sound like you want to change anything. Because, your party lines are the ones that got cities to this place. Your DAs, ending cash bail, the what do you call it, rotating doors in and out of jail.
Mm-hmm.
But Ron Kim, it's his worst nightmare to get attacked on the train.
Well, yeah.
Well, better not ride the train, Ron.
Yeah.
Because the train...
the policies you put in place are now why the train's unrideable.
Yeah.
So over the weekend, I think it was on Friday, Kai Cenat had a fan meetup basically where he said he was giving away PS5s.
Yeah.
And then 8,000 young youths,
Mostly black kids.
urban youths.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically 8,000 black guys showed up to Union Square and kind of started messing shit up. They were twerking, they were looting,
stomping on cars,
fighting.
60-year-old hot
dog
cart.
stand cart, ripping that up. So it got really ugly. It was basically a riot, and he was arrested for inciting a riot, I believe.
Yeah.
And then on No Jumper, NLE Choppa said, y'all don't even charge the KKK when they do negative shit, but charge successful black man for giving back. The system's so designed for us to fail, it don't even make sense. Whenever someone does something like that, like I commented on that post, I go, oh, the KKK? Is that who's killing all you guys? I like to really get my notifications active.
You like to swap the wasp's nest and just see who's coming back.
On DL Hewley and him, I love doing that. I'm like, oh, is that who's killing everybody? The KKK? And what, the media's on our side and covering it up? Oh, that's what's going on?
They said sleeping is racist. Whose side? Who do you think's running everything?
The media's on our side, covering up for the KKK. Oh, okay.
So we just wanted to cover this, though, because there's this unique thing happening right now, ever since 2020, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where this guy is a streamer, and, you know, he's dumb.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Darren Beatty call him subliterate. But, you know, whatever. We're not here for that, right? He's a successful guy. He probably does dumb shit that we don't necessarily agree with, but whatever. It's America, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so these guys, the weird phenomenon happens when a bunch of black people get together in like a group or whatever, and no matter what, this is their favorite streamer, right? It's a guy who they should be happy to see, right? It's like seeing a group of white kids seeing John Travolta right after Grease came out, you know? It's like, it should be a big moment for them, right?
It's a fun thing to get to go do.
But by the nature of urban youth mobs, they're just generally aggrieved.
Yeah.
They're generally mad at something, and it's like they can't do a peaceful assembly.
Exactly.
So it turns into the stomping, twerking, breaking a car thing just because they know that cops don't have enough manpower to get there in a 20-minute notice and then shut this thing down, you know?
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, the world is racist. So whenever a group of black people get together, if they start wrecking shit and smashing cars and twerking, it's actually justified because of how racist the world is, and they're just acting out because they're justifiably upset.
That's just the voices of the unheard, right?
Yeah, like anytime they get together and it goes south, it's because it's someone else's fault. It's never just them, and there's no accountability. And you could say, oh, white people do it too when the Philadelphia Eagles win the Super Bowl or whatever. Yeah, and that's like one stupid city.
That's just Philly.
That's stupid Philly once every 15 years.
Yeah, and they grease the polls. They do everything to prevent it.
And it's bad, and it's not good, and you
horrible.
shouldn't be doing that, and it's stupid. But I feel like with urban youths, it happens a little easier pretty much at the Spirit Airlines terminal. It happens. At the Jake Paul, Nate Diaz fight. Yeah. There's always something that's going to go negative, but it's okay because the world is racist, and that's why they're upset.
And that's the foundation of it. There's just this base belief that, like, I should be maybe mad, or I may be owed something, or I'm entitled to destroy this. And it just, the end result is like, do you think this is helping racism or making more people a little bit racist?
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
I think it's, you're working backwards, a circle. I accuse them of racism. I act out. I destroy shit. I accuse them of racism. Like, it's a weird circular thing, and nobody wins. And then I guess we just figured out that Kai Cenat, I don't really know who he is. I guess we just figured out everyone's like a 90 IQ viewer.
Yeah.
80, 90, I don't know.
I think those streamers, like, we don't do live streams. I think those types of streamers, like him and like Aiden Ross, I think it's a little stupid.
Yeah.
It's a little stupid. It's all about like drama and like,
who's on the show today? Who's on? Oh shit, is that NBA Youngboy back there? It's basically the No Jumper headlines in video format.
And it's just really stupid and a waste of time.
Yeah.
And it's a waste of time to give hours of your day to people who are just fucking around on the computer.
Yeah.
And don't know anything, and also like don't make any profound points.
Yeah.
At least with our show, we give you guys what we want to give you.
There's themes, we make points.
We make points,
we're
we write it
prepped.
all out. When do you ever see us like, oh, what else is going on? And you pull up the news and we give you like a half thought out take that's not even correct about something.
We don't want to waste anyone's time.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's what those streamers don't have. Let's go to the lady who says that conservatives should be a hate group.
Well, do you want to go to Brandon Johnson first?
Sure. This will just be a supporting point.
Because Brandon Johnson, Chicago's been dealing with their own generally aggrieved mobs, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They just shoplift, they're going in the South Loop, they're raiding the Target.
They're shooting each other. And instead of actually calling out for what it is, the mayor of Chicago is policing the language and saying, don't call them mobs.
We're not talking about mob actions. I didn't say that. Hold on a second, okay? Respectfully, these large gatherings, just hold on a second, y'all. I promise you, we have time to talk. It's important that we speak of these dynamics in an appropriate way. This is not to obfuscate what is actually taking place.
This was the scene near Roosevelt and Canal Sunday night. Groups looted a convenience store. More than 36 teenagers were arrested, along with a 12-year-old and at least one 20-year-old. Store owners say it was the second such incident in that area in just the past few weeks. And today, Mayor Johnson commended Chicago police for the way they handled it.
To the best of their ability, I believe that they attempted to engage with our young people, with community partners, giving as much warning as they possibly could. And, unfortunately, arrests, were made.
Unfortunately, arrests were made.
That engage with our young people. What the fuck are you talking about? They looted a 7-Eleven. There's nothing to engage.
They have backpacks on. They planned this.
It's arrest however many you can catch, and the ones who get away, you'll get them next time.
We need paddy wagons.
Engage.
We need buses. We need buses and zip ties, and then we line them all up, zip tied, then we load them on the bus, and then they're out. And then next weekend, if you saw what happened last weekend, you probably won't go loot anything.
I think he thinks they need a Goodwill Hunting moment between cops and the people who are stealing. Like a cop goes, corners him behind the alley, has his billy club out and goes, "So why'd you steal, bud? Yeah. Why'd you steal?" Nobody cares, man.
I just want to feed my brother.
Yeah.
My brother's got, the crooked back thing.
Yeah, scoliosis.
Yeah.
My brother, man, my dad left. I'm glad. And they hug and they cry, and the police don't arrest him. But Brandon Johnson is very racially motivated, very concerned about what these teens do silly things. Don't call them a mob. We need community partners. And it's like, bro, what about the regular people who live there? What about people who just do their job and want a happy life and don't want a mob to maybe knock their teeth out like we've seen happen before many times?
Chicago ain't for them anymore.
Yeah, it's for the youths.
All right, moving on. The conservatives should be classified as a hate group, lady?
Is your most radical belief?
Conservatives should be classified as a hate group. It's not just the difference in political ideology. Conservatives are a dominant group of dangerous bigots, and they should be viewed as such. First, let's examine the definition of a hate group. It is a social group that advocates or practices hatred, hostility, or violence towards a group based on race, sexual orientation, gender identity, etc. And in my opinion, conservatives, both politicians and citizens, meet that definition to a motherfucking T. They spread lies and propaganda to encourage discrimination towards marginalized communities. They use harassment, destruction, and violence to block attempts at equity and inclusivity. They draft legislation that directly harms minority groups. They call for the eradication of entire groups of people.
So, yeah, we must be killing everybody.
Yeah. Where are the bodies? Where's the morgue?
Where's the videos?
Yeah.
We have Urban Decay every week. I've never seen a group of white people really mob anybody.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Run through a store, go to. I haven't seen a white group of people go to the Gucci store and empty it.
Man.
On Rodeo Drive. That's weird.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, Scott Adams obviously got half canceled a few months ago. Mm-hmm. But basically, he was citing a poll that said half of black people think it's okay to be white, meaning half of black people think it's not okay to be white or it's bad to be white.
Yeah.
That's actually a hate group.
Yeah, that's projection. This girl just hates white people, really, is the end of it. And it's kind of this global thing that's happening. The Boer, the aggrieved black mobs in everywhere, Chicago and New York. There's just kind of this racial undertone to it where black people are just thinking it's our time now. And what they're doing with that time is just destructive. I don't really get it. What's the end goal? No, we want to be on our own. We want to be left alone. Y'all killing us.
Yeah, it's
You're
our
a hate
time.
Group.
Yeah.
And so if you're not reading the tea leaves of like the global hate of white people right now, I don't know what to tell you, man. Asians, we're with you. You're getting targeted clearly. You acknowledge that.
Yeah.
So it's just a very weird time, and it's not really getting good. The rhetoric isn't like ramping down or anything. It's getting worse. Every conservative politician and citizen is a hate group.
And meanwhile, we see what's actually going on in urban decay.
Yeah, morgues must be filled then.
Yeah, exactly. All right, moving on. Let's go to the Kenneth Clapp clip. This was a good one.
Wait, can it clap?
Yeah, I can.
Can you shake it just a little bit?
I'm not a stripper.
No, I said no. Can you shake it just a little bit? No, you don't gotta be a stripper. Can you shake it just a little bit?
Oh wait, so you thought I was a prostitute?
No, I didn't. Can you shake it just a little bit?
He thought I was a prostitute.
Can you shake it just a little bit? One time.
This ain't free, baby.
Okay, can I just see it one more time?
I can do it.
One more 360. Let me see.
So he thought you were a prostitute. Whose fault is that? And then you say, I'm not a prostitute. This ain't free, baby. So you are a prostitute. So you kind of are a prostitute.
Chinese finger trap.
Yeah.
No,
I'm not a prostitute. This ain't free.
This is so low class. Like, can it clap? And then it's like her acting like offended. It's like your whole ass is out. I'm kind of with this guy.
Yeah.
Like, we aren't with this guy, but like, yeah, he should ask you, can it clap?
If he was asking a normal lady on the street dressed modestly,
can it clap?
Hey, can it clap? It'd be like, hey, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you're scum. But the girl with the whole ass out?
The girl in the see-through pants, you have some questions.
Everyone needs to get in the bed they made. And that's your bed. I don't know.
Exactly.
I just thought that was too funny. It doesn't really go with Urban Decay that much, but it's like,
I really
can it
like
clap?
Yeah, I really like the back and forth of you think I'm a prostitute? This ain't free, baby. And it's like,
so what is the dollar
all
amount?
right, I have some money. I'll throw it in the air, and then you'll start shaking your butt. Got it.
So you're a stripper or a prostitute?
Yeah. Don't get too down. Don't get too depressed. We are moving on to Uplifting Gold. Are you excited for Uplifting? We have some good stuff.
Yeah. I'm excited, buddy.
Let's go to the alligator guy. People ask if schizo season is over or not.
Hi, Casper. Hi, big guy. So when people see that happen, everybody's like, oh my God, he loves you so much. And I'm here to tell you he does not. I'm here to ruin the fantasy guys. This is not a Disney movie. Casper does not love me. I love him. He does not love me. And yes, he would kill and eat me if I were to let him. So I do have to always be very careful and very aware in my interactions with him. People are like, yeah, but right now he's not attacking you. It means that he loves you. It's like, no, it actually means that I know how to handle the alligator and not put myself in a zone where I'm going to get bit. Like right now, if I... See how fast that was? That's how you lose a limb. That is the emphasis of the fact that this animal doesn't love me. And if I wasn't quick and I didn't know what I was doing, he would have just ripped off my hand. 100%. Okay? And that's why when I do this, I know how to do this and I know how to orient my body in a position where I'm not going to get bits. That's the trick.
Here it
That's
comes.
the secret. The secret trick is having skills. That's it. And knowing how to handle the animals.
Having skills. Schizo season is still upon us. That's some schizo season shit.
Yeah, you can wrangle an alligator if you don't just flick the water like that and get your limbs
That was
bit off.
close.
Yeah.
That guy will probably... We can take odds out on him. I wouldn't even take it because it would be so against me.
My thing is there's always a moment when you're doing this for the first time.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you sure, Mike? You sure?
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know how you make that leap with the fucking...
Just don't put your fingers right here.
Yeah.
It goes fucking crazy for that.
And it's like, what? Alligators have been on this continent or on Earth for like 200 million years or something. It's like a very old animal.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. We don't need to be playing with everything. So
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's play the centipede with a shadow. This is a quick video. This is just good to know. Centipede's got a shadow. He walks around like that with all those stupid legs.
You know how many legs a centipede has?
Tons. Dozens. Let's move on to the Pinellas County boat rescue. These cops found a boat that got away, like a
guy fell off the boat.
Runaway boat. And the cop jumps on, bam, takes it over, powers it down. That's good shit.
We used to trawl those waters. Right there.
That's where we used to live, and that was cool.
Yeah.
Jump on the runaway boat and you save everybody.
Shout out to Pinellas County Sheriff's Department.
Let's go to the fitness influencer call out. This was pretty funny.
Hi guys, come train abs with me, even though the camera will be pointed so far up my arse you can see what I had for breakfast. I start off with a candid shot of my arse drinking water, then purposely bend down for you to see that pussy fat. I then do one ab exercise to pretend that this is what the video is about, and after I will sit and pretend I'm sweating. At the end of the video, I will unnecessarily grab my tits to pretend to show off my abs, when really I just want you to see that they're a handful. I'll then give you one last look at my arse and walk off. See you next time.
That was pretty funny.
It's a good bit. That's what fitness industry is right
Yeah.
now.
The women.
But she did kind of do all the things.
She did all the things. So it's like another trick to show off your ass is to pretend to make fun of everyone else showing off their ass.
Then you can show off your ass for free like it's humor.
Which is smart. But yeah,
She caught us.
That's what's going on in the gym these days. We talked about it on the show before. All the girls are just wearing their underwear to the gym.
Gym culture is crazy now.
It's so bad.
And the guys in the gym are taking tren. They're taking as much as they can. Testosterone, different little boosters and shit. Like, people are not natty at all.
Something bad happened.
Yeah.
That's why, well, the gym.
Not something bad, but like, I mean, it's good that people care, but like it's like freak culture. It's like girls showing themselves with as much of a thong as they can.
Yeah.
And like flexing, and then guys are taking shit that they don't know what it's going to do to them long term. And it's like kind of weird.
It's very
It's
weird.
very different from when we grew up in
Yeah.
gym culture.
I used to work out in like dirty gyms.
Sweatpants, dirty gyms. The old dirty gyms were good.
And back in my day, we didn't have the wipes where you wipe off the machine after. You kind of had like a towel, and maybe you did if you left a puddle, but there wasn't like the wipes at every station, so everyone has to clean it off.
Yeah.
Like we were in like dirty. I had like a dirty high school gym. I had a good gym that I worked out in, but it was like no one was wearing inappropriate pants. Once the yoga pants got introduced, that was the slippery slope.
And now it's yoga shorts.
Pants. It's yoga. You're in a class full of girls. You're doing yoga. It's the most comfortable thing you can move around in. It's for you, the girls. And now it's underwear OnlyFans gym.
And now girls, sometimes they don't even do compound lifts. Like, obviously we're not talking about everyone, but the number one exercise is girls doing that like on all fours, pushing something back with their leg, just like the glute ass blaster 4000. Everyone's just trying to get the biggest ass they can fucking manufacture in the gym. It's crazy.
It's crazy. And girls, it's telling, because if you dress immodestly to the gym, it means you really are seeking male attention. And then like you kind of have to like work that out in your brain before you become an adult as a person who doesn't need attention and validation from people, so you can be like a high level individual. And if you don't get that figured out, and then you get married and then you have kids, then you're not going to be the right mom to the kids, because you're not going to have those values that those kids need.
These girls in the gym slut clothes are not thinking about kids. So don't worry about that.
Yeah, exactly. All right, last clip of the episode, the video game selling prank. This is always fun.
Do you guys still like buy games?
Yeah, we do.
Greg Kraft.
That's the right disc, right?
His name is Greg. And
Oh
it's him.
shoot, they must have got mixed up.
I hope so, because that's not even a video game.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Greg Kraft.
The worst part is, that's me.
What?
The worst part.
That's me.
Are you Greg?
Yeah.
Look at this. That's crazy. So you sell those then?
No, now I'm pissed off.
Now I'm pissed off.
Senior Greg.
That's funny. And they used his photo, prank him on the spot. So you must be, it was based on you. Well, that's it. That's the end of Uplifting Gold.
You want to cover this?
Yeah, before we leave you guys. Also, we're going to be doing our business shout-outs as well as our doppelgangers on Friday, and fan shout-outs too. So we're kind of getting some more structure within the structure of the show. So Tuesday is going to be a lot more news segments, a lot more stories. Friday, the housekeeping will be where we have our doppelgangers, our fan shout-outs.
More schizo type shit.
Our schizo shit. And then also at the end, we're going to do our business shout-outs every Friday. So there's some structure there. But remember back in the day, you go to McDonald's, they had the dollar menu. You get a McDouble for $1, a McChicken for $1, fries, the apple pies. Remember that?
2 apple pies for $1.
And you go there with like $10 and you get like...
You're a king.
2 McDoubles, 2 chicken sandwiches, a fry and a drink, and you get $2 back. Remember those days?
Yeah.
After high school, and you go every day and eat 5 double cheeseburgers after high school on the bus, and then you'd get home and eat the dinner your mom made for you too?
No, not me. That was never me.
You don't remember that?
No, I missed that one.
You basically had like 2 dinners back to back, for years.
No.
You don't remember doing that?
Not me.
All right, well, that's Fleccas Talks in the books. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. FleccasTalks.com for bonus content. Please sign up. It helps the show. It goes a long way. We couldn't do the show twice a week without you guys joining FleccasTalks.com. Make sure you tickle the post and make sure you watch Friday's episode. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you Friday.
Hey guys, update. I didn't get the job.